Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read. We're going to talk about the last day of the month, Friday, March 31st, 2023. I do want to thank you, of course, for joining me for this reading, but keep in mind, as always, it is general, so just take what resonates and discard the rest. But the overall message I got for us, that inner knowing, that inner knowing. So it feels like it's going to be a very intuitively guided kind of day where you're going to feel things out at certain points, just kind of know certain things, and you need to trust that all the meanwhile. It feels like a lot drawn to the reading, even if it hasn't felt this way recently, previous to this Friday. You're going to feel within that things are just going to pan out and work out for you, even if you don't know how that looks or how it's going to come to be, what is actually going to take place for you success wise. It just feels like certain levels of uncertainty, lack of clarity from the previous days won't get in the way of this inner knowing, proving to you or showing you that things are going to work out in your favor. Yeah, look at that, the High Priestess, speaking upon your spiritual guidance, but more importantly throughout this day, your inner knowing, your intuition, and your bold confidence that you need to be embodying when it comes to the moving forth towards more for oneself, okay? And just naturally seeing things fall into place, okay? But it does feel like there is certain emotions that might need to be coped with, dealt with, that float to the surface or carried through into this last day of the month. But Spirit's also saying that there are certain levels of fulfillment throughout this day and moving forward more so that you need to be acknowledging and feel grateful for, okay? I'm hearing better than the past, better than the past. So we're pulling from the Good Tarot, just jumping right to it for Friday. Something might make you a little bit nervous at a certain point, if not multiple throughout this day. Don't let it get the best of you. What else do we have for Friday? Okay, the Page of Earth. You might be thinking about a new opportunity tied to your money somehow. King of Air, Two of Water, Four of Fire, and the Four of Water. Yeah, so Spirit's saying with this intuitive knowing, with this strong, potentially heightened intuition at this point, you are more in control of how things do fall into place. But it almost feels like there's a vibe about your energy where you're going to simply allow for things to fall into place. And when necessary, when you feel intuitively guided to and or are spiritually guided to, you're just going to put in certain necessary levels of effort and just allow for this success to come to be, however that looks for you, right? It feels like there are some drawn to the reading who still need to acquire that perfect job situation or perfect contract or that perfect living situation. They're saying all the meanwhile perfection is unattainable and you shouldn't be reaching for perfection, but improvement all the meanwhile, right? The King of Air and the Two of Water. I do feel like there's this sense of you going through a bit of they're saying contemplating, you needing to utilize your knowledge, your wisdom, your experience, strategies that you've learned about over time to make the best out of what's at hand. A sense of with the Two of Cups, you connecting to your higher self, your inner knowing, your inner voice, okay? You might also feel that this is a day that highlights you needing to be strategic and wise in regards to how to proceed with a connection, okay? Is this person really right for you? And if that's a given that they are, then how do we make this connection more successful moving forward? The key part of that statement was we, all right? We. You, your higher self, and the individual that we're speaking upon. But it feels more so this is about you succeeding in other ways moving forward, okay? Career-wise, money-wise, you name it. Acquiring what you desire and what you need and feeling quite powerful through it all. Going back to those bold images in the Queen of Water and the High Priestess. But yeah, it does feel like there is a bit of a grounded, magical vibe about this day where you're thinking about a new beginning, okay? Potentially putting effort towards that new beginning or in the midst of which, right? But it feels like it's something you haven't put your hands on just yet or haven't fully acquired for yourself. And it feels like all the meanwhile, Your inner knowing, your intuition is just going to guide you towards what's right for you. You might get a little bit of extra guidance, help, clarity, that confirmation, if you will. I'm hearing validation from spirit throughout this day and moving forward, but it's almost as if you don't need it, but you might want it. Or they may feel as if you just kind of need that extra push or just that extra level of, again, confirmation that you are feeling things out accurately. Let's keep pulling. Do you want to pull some small everyday tarot? The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups again, okay? So there's a focus on your emotions, your fulfillment, your passion, and being one powerful individual who can manifest whatever they desire, even if there are slip-ups, even if there's a bit of uncertainty at times, even if you don't fully or at all trust your intuition. But this is a day where it's going to feel very difficult not to, okay? It's like, I just know to steer clear of this situation right now. So then you best be trusting that. Or you just will feel like stepping towards connecting with somebody. So trust that, okay? If you feel the need to reach out to somebody, do it by trusting your intuition, okay? Of course, if it's somebody toxic, let's be smart. What else do we have for Friday? The Six of Cups. We might just remind you of a true, correct choice that you made in regards to what you left behind, in regards to what you didn't give another chance to. But I do feel as if Spirit's saying time and time again, you're being proven throughout this day and moving forward that you know more than meets the eye and more than you trust at times. But if you haven't been trusting your intuition, which we mentioned, I think, in Thursday's reading, if not, yeah, Thursday, for yesterday. But if you haven't been trusting your intuition enough, that's coming to a halt, okay? That is coming to a halt. And there's a sense of you being pushed to stop at a certain point and look at your surroundings. What do I not approve of? What do I approve of? What needs to be adjusted? And what should I be grateful for at this time? Because it feels like there needs to be a lot of gratitude and realistic assessing taking place to see things improve moving forward, but to make the best out of the best, but then to manifest through that gratitude what you need/want all the meanwhile. Does that make sense? What else do we have? Okay, flying onto the ground, the Judgment card. I mean, naturally tying into the honesty that we were just speaking upon. I feel like that didn't look very attractive for me. But all the meanwhile with the King of Pentacles as well, which does for me as a reader speak at times upon manifesting. And I know that's different for other readers, but it just feels like there's thoughts of manifesting this new position or this new opportunity, this new door opening for you career-wise, or this new investment, right? Or more money for you specifically. It could be more than one thing, sure. Patience is key is what I'm getting as well, because it feels like you have the ability to manifest like that when the time is right. At times, Spirit does delay the appearing of that manifestation that in your external reality for one, if not multiple important reasons, things that we specifically can't see. Remembering that Spirit can see more behind the scenes, more that goes on, more that could happen, that needs to be prevented than we can, even though we are very powerful, intuitive souls being drawn to this reading. The ball is in your court is what I'm getting. The ball is in your court. You might be predictive in nature or have a vision or a better understanding of what's meant to take place moving forward and why something had to be diminished from your reality or prevented, because things are just going to work out once again. And it feels quite important that you see the way at least a bit more illuminated for yourself, okay? Okay, music is going to come into play as I'm drawn to her playing this, what looks like a flute, okay? And I do feel like this is going to make you feel happy at the very least, but for some I feel it's going to give you this sort of light and airy angelic moment or two throughout the day, if not multiple, and this is Spirit guiding you to be in the moment with that vibe, that energy, that feeling, to feel like an angel is what I'm getting. If we look back at her wings, But then Spirit's saying there are going to be moments moving forward, not specifically throughout this day, potentially for some, where you're going to feel that angelic energy, but it's going to feel more powerful because your skill sets, your way of being, your trusting of your inner knowing, your intuition is strengthening. And for some, you're gaining more spirituality moving forward that's growing. And that can feel a bit off at times, a bit intense and uncomfortable, but it gains you this level of power and strength that will leave you soaring to new heights. Wow. And being trusted more by others is what I'm getting. But it might feel like a lot's coming towards you, whether it's due to your spirituality, it could feel more energy based, or both. Could feel like this is in regards to your job, or just, I feel like even random phone calls and texts are coming through, emails, even if they're just a bunch of BS, but some of which isn't. And it feels like this all needs to be managed with a level of ease and just simplicity, right? Don't stress over what isn't meant to be stressed. And just utilize certain strategies to clear your energy, feel better moving forward, and get through this day. Wrap it up with a bow, feeling like things are more content than they were in the past days, right? It feels like you do also need to be thinking about how to better take care of oneself through the elimination of certain habits, right? Over-consuming being minimalized or cut out altogether, and continuing and or maintaining, okay, same thing, maintaining and or adding on, initiating certain self-care routines that are of importance for you to keep you glowing to the furthest extent. But again, it's a powerful day where there's angelic moments, there's clarity coming through, there's connection to oneself and potentially to another person or several people or a community of importance. It's a day that reminds you, when you trust what you know within, even if you don't know why you know that or how it came to be, things will fall into place moving forward. And I sense that again, you're going to feel that quite strongly. This is a day that tells you the inner knowing is to be trusted. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Friday, and I'll see you next time.